On a beautiful sunny morning in Oslo, I decided to look around some of the inner islands of the Oslo Fiord. Ferries leave from the Akerbrygge harbour on two possible routes, the blue B1 and the red B2. For my first intended island of Hovedøya, either service would do. Since 2022, the islands have been served by a fleet of 5 all-electric ferries. Although compact, they each have a capacity for 350 passengers. Their service speed is a smooth 11 knots, and they are very manoeuvrable, virtually able to turn on their own axis. In Norwegian, any inlet from the sea is called a fjord, so it does not need to be of the steep-sided glacial type. Here, the ferry is passing in front of a modern museum cum art gallery with a sail-like roof. It was just an 8-minute hop to Hovedøya, a small island no more than 800 metres across in any direction. The ferries have a very efficient turnaround, taking only a couple of minutes between docking and setting off again. There used to be a military camp on the island, and this restored former barracks hall is now used for art exhibitions, such as an interesting tapestry one when I was there. There are 2 small beaches on the west side of the island. In the middle of the island, there are the preserved ruins of an abbey founded in the 12th century by English monks. They had sworn an oath of silence and communicated only by sign language. The abbey was burnt down in the 16th century, and some of its stone was subsequently used for repairs and extensions to the Akerhouse fortress. Parts of the island are protective nature reserves. On high ground on the western side, there were good views from 2 cannon batteries sporting reproductions of early 19th century Napoleonic War cannons. There was also a gunpowder store from when the island belonged to the Norwegian army. This little holiday cottage had an enviable view out over the fjord. As the day went on, the ferries came much busier. I next wanted a B2 ferry to take me to Langøyene, which would take about 20-minute cruise. At Hovedøya, with ferries every few minutes, you have to take care to get one on the right ferry route going in the right direction, but it helps that they keep accurately to their published timetables. I had organised my own little island hopping trip, but others had booked an official Oslo Fiord cruise on an all-electric catamaran named the Legacy of the Fjords. There are 2 sister vessels operating out of Flum on the Fjord. first sight on reaching the quay was a newly erected two-tone steel sculpture looking like asparagus plants. The artwork was a comment on the fact that Langøyene, which used to be a rubbish dump, has now been given new life. That includes a large beach and flat areas for ball games. I found a little beach almost to myself, and after the ducks had passed, I enjoyed a pleasant swim. The next stop was at Gressolem, where a rough path through the woods led up to a popular restaurant. The B2 ferry then headed back to Hovedøya, again passing the legend of the Fiord's catamaran. The switch to the B1 service took us on a complicated loop-the-loop route around the remaining islands before ending back at the Oslo pier. The island of Langøyene is a contrast to Hovedøya, as it is Oslo's hotspot for local holiday homes. All the houses are in the same three colours: red, green or yellow, as required by local law. The island has both an east and a west port for the ferries. Langøyene is a tiny island with a nature reserve and an important haven for nesting birds. It has summer cabins, and some people may be able to commute to work using the ferries. Langøyene is a further tiny island, again with a few cottages and a beach. The beaches on the islands can be a little pebbly, so wooden pontoons can provide an easier access for swimming. We were welcomed back to port by the twin red brick towers of Oslo City Hall.